This feels very weird. Guys, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel. That feels very weird to say, and as most of you probably have seen, unless you're new here, I have been gone for a very long time and I kind of just disappeared. I truly have no excuse. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna explain. The last 7 months of my life have been absolutely insane. A lot of things have changed. A lot of feelings have changed. My life kind of like fell apart and then built itself back up and then fell apart again. So it's been a time. But with that being said, of course, now that I'm on camera and now that you're seeing this, I do plan on not being gone forever. I miss creating, I miss editing. So I want to come back. I have a few plans for some videos, and I think now that I'm more excited about life, it'll be a little bit easier to kind of film and edit. But before I kind of just like go back and like pop in and start posting stuff, I didn't want to act like nothing happened and like I hadn't literally started my Disney college program and then disappeared. So I figured I would come back, I would explain myself, my life, why I haven't been posting, and also give you guys kind of like a little update on like where I am now. I'm not in Flamingo Crossings, I am not in Florida, I am back in New York, and I'm very, very happy to be here. So to kind of start off, if you have been here for a while or if you watched any of my videos before, you would know that in June, I moved to Orlando, Florida to start my Disney college program. Also, kind of depending on how long you've been here, you would also know that I was supposed to do a Disney college program in 2020, but then of course, because of this whole panorama, it got canceled. The Disney college program is something I've always wanted to do. It does not necessarily align with my career goals, but I grew up going to Disney. I grew up getting so excited over the college program kids, so I always knew that was kind of something that I wanted to do. So immediately when I started my college program, I began filming a lot. Like everywhere me and my friends went, I would film, and it was so much fun, and I was so excited to be creating these memories and being able to post them for you guys, because I know how much I loved watching like Disney college program vlogs. Before I started my program, I guess I could start a few months before my college program started. I got diagnosed with ADHD. It has been a fun time. It has answered a lot of questions that I've had about myself. It has been nice to kind of like have an answer. I literally could not focus on anything long enough to edit. Like I would start importing all the footage and then I would get distracted and I would do something else, or I would start editing and then quickly I would get bored and I'd lose inspiration. And like a big thing for me is like I never want to film or edit or do anything unless I'm completely proud of it. Before I even start on this tangent, any of the companies that I discuss in this video, I do not represent them. My opinions are my own. I still love Disney, but all me, not associated. Yeah. For me personally, I feel like the program has changed a lot. And, you know, that's coming from somebody who hasn't really done one before, but I've talked to a lot of people who have done a program before. I have so many friends that have been on programs. And then also, like, while I was there meeting people who had done previous programs, people agreed, like, that the feeling of what we all kind of felt like it was supposed to feel like just wasn't there. I always went into it thinking that doing a Disney college program was going to be like a learning experience and that I was going to learn a lot and I was going to get experience. And maybe this is just because I already had experience in like the service industry. The whole time I felt like I wasn't really getting anything out of it. The point is that I wasn't happy. I was overly exhausted from working so much and being put out in the sun. For some reason I felt like I was struggling more financially in Orlando than I was in New York, which is like a very like weird thing. And then because of that, I didn't have money to do things, or like when I did have money to do things, I didn't have the energy to do things. So then that caused kind of a lot of FOMO, and then like being on social media and seeing all my friends here do all these amazing things, and I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed out of the program. I just kind of felt like I was like wasting my time. So then when all of this kind of started happening, I had no desire to film. When you're not having a time, you don't want to document that. You don't want to post that. But I also am never going to be one to come on here and be like, oh, like, I hate this. In the sense of just because the program wasn't necessarily for me, that doesn't mean that it's not for other people. So I never want to come on here and put out a negative opinion or put out negative energy just because my experience maybe just wasn't as wonderful as I hoped. And then on top of that, I was taking a full load of classes while doing my program, and I just felt like that wasn't really acknowledged or really cared about. So I was struggling a lot with money, friends, school, etc. And it got to the point where I felt like the cons of like being there were outweighing the pros. And it got to the point where I 110% was like debating whether or not I was gonna quit. And then it actually got to the point where I was gonna quit. And so my plan was that I was going to self-term for my Disney college program, and then I was gonna go visit my boyfriend at the time for a few weeks, and then I was gonna, you know, come back to New York and do the thing. And then a week before I was supposed to self-term and end my program, I actually ended up ending the relationship that I was in, because that also was something that was bringing me down a lot, and it just didn't feel good on me, and it didn't feel like something I was happy in or something that was giving good energy to my life. And I was like, okay, well, I have nowhere to go because I don't really want to go home, so I ended up staying. I will say that I am very happy that I stayed and that I didn't self-term, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, which like if you don't, why don't you? Come on. Or even TikTok, because I posted about it on TikTok as well. Right after Thanksgiving, right after the Food and Wine Festival ended, I got transferred to merchandise, which was one of like my dream roles. And I was on Main Street, and it was so much fun, and it was like a family. I worked on Main Street East, which is like the confectionery, the fancy jewelers, and it was so much fun, and I was having the time of my life. And I even like would go home and tell my roommates, if I would have gotten put there originally, I probably would have extended. Don't get me wrong, like I still had the same issues of like I was working a lot, I was exhausted. Even with the exhaustion, like I still loved it there so much that I probably would have stayed. I think working in food in the beginning kind of like really had me questioning what I was doing, because I was like, I could be working for like a record label right now, but instead I'm serving alcohol and getting spit on. And I definitely had a guest try to punch me at one point. So if you guys want an interesting guest experience video, I think that'd be really fun to make. So let me know, because I have stories for you. I'm very happy that I got that experience, because I think it kind of saved my program from being a negative experience. No matter what, I was going to be thankful for what I did, but I think my new location and being on Main Street definitely helped turn everything around for me. And like, look how cute I was. I'm gonna insert a picture right here, because I remember when I first put on this confectionery costume, I thought it looked like a Pillsbury Doughboy. But the more I wore it, I was like, shit. That's just kind of a little update on like what happened with my college program. But with that being said, like I said, I did film a lot in the beginning, and I actually posted a poll on my Instagram story a few days ago to kind of see like if anybody would actually want me to edit and upload those videos, and everybody said yes. I don't think I got a single no. So my plan right now is that I'm going to be uploading those videos, but I also want to be creating content now, and I don't want to kind of like hold off. My plan is to edit the few vlogs that I have, and I don't think it's very many. I think it's gonna be like 5 of them tops. I'll upload like one at a time, and then also kind of like put a current video out there as well, because I have a lot of ideas on that, but kind of like even it out and not have it be confusing where like on YouTube I'm posting all these Disney vlogs, but then on like my Instagram and TikTok I'm in New York. So definitely, if you have any interest in seeing what my Disney college program was like, definitely subscribe, because those will be up soon. So yeah, that was what happened to me while I was in Orlando and why I kind of disappeared. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I am back in New York right now, and I am very, very excited. I really was so scared that once I got back here, I was gonna be like, oh no, like what did I do? And kind of like be really sad, but I'm so happy. Like the energy here is just amazing. I'm so happy to be back, and I am doing so many cool things. I'm gonna tell you guys in a second, but first I wanted to show you guys this view from my new dorm room. I'm so excited, and being able to like wake up to this and fall asleep to this every day and night kind of reminds me and like reassures me that I did the right thing. So this is the view from my new dorm. If you turn to the side, it's not as great, but from this angle it is amazing. Start off to give a little bit of background about me, because I don't really know how much I've really like talked about this kind of stuff on like this channel. My main goal after graduating is working somewhere in the music industry, so I'm majoring in arts and entertainment management. I'm not exactly sure where I kind of want to end up. So with that being said, back in November, I got a really cool opportunity while I was still at Disney, and honestly it was one of like my dream opportunities, so there was no way I could say no. So I am super excited to finally share with you guys in the YouTube world that in November I accepted a role with Warner Music Group, which still every time that comes out of my mouth, I feel like I'm crazy. Once I finally started realizing that there were people that worked in the industry, I remember Warner was like one of the first companies I ever thought about, and one of my goals has always been to work with them. So much less did I ever think at the age of 21, while I'm still in college, that I would start working with them. In November, I accepted a role as the marketing representative for the New York City market. I get to work with a lot of cool artists. I get to make a lot of cool content and meet a lot of cool people, and I love it so much. Hoping that I continue succeeding, because then I'll be able to keep this role until I graduate, and then who knows what'll happen next. Also, in a little bit over a week, I also accepted an internship with SiriusXM. When I got asked to interview with them, I was very hesitant in the sense of I was like, okay, it's just an interview. Don't get your hopes up. There's a lot of other people in the industry, and your most recent experience is working for a mouse. Honestly, I almost canceled the interview. I was just in a really bad mindset, guys. So I was like, there's no point. You're wasting your time. You're not going to get anywhere. But then I convinced myself to do it because I was like, oh, at least they'll see your face. So when you apply again, maybe one day they'll actually take you on. So I remember I did my interview and I loved talking to my now boss. We had a wonderful conversation, and it ended up so wonderful that I think it was about 30 minutes after my interview, they reached out to me with an offer. But like I said, even though I am very thankful that I got to do the Disney College program and that that's something that is now in my experience, I made so many amazing friends. My roommates were wonderful, and I'm so sad that I do not live with them anymore. It's kind of scary, not knowing if you'll ever see those people again, because I truly love them so much. So Kylie, Alyssa, Emma, I love you guys, and Beanie Baby loves you guys too. I wish I could show you guys Venus right now. I literally don't know where he is. So that is really all the updates on my life right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below or DM me, and I would be happy to answer them. Like I said before, I'll be uploading so much fun stuff soon, whether it's my old college program vlog or current stuff. I filmed a move-in vlog. I'm technically not done filming it. I need to film a few more clips. So definitely go ahead and click the subscribe button if you would be interested in seeing any of that. One last promo for my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I post a lot more on there than I do here, especially Instagram. I'm always on my Instagram stories. And then also there you'll be able to see some of the cool stuff I do on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes I'll do mini vlogs on my Instagram story. So it'll be really fun. And I'm starting to slowly get more into TikTok, and I love filming them. Definitely follow me on those two platforms. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.